What's up, gang? It's Chris Angel coming at you for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. Woo! It is. We're celebrating one because it is episode. Are you ready? It is finally episode 365. 365. What? How is this possible? All right, look. In honor of episode 365, tonight we're going to talk about doing the reps of content marketing. Because listen, here's what you've got to know. Most people, by the way, are way underestimate the amount of reps it takes to not only get good at marketing, but all the stuff that happens behind all of that. Listen, you doing reps in marketing isn't just about whether somebody likes your post or comments on your post or says, hey, I want to work with you. Which, by the way, it's great. When they say they want to work with you, that's great. And by the way, if your entire strategy in content marketing is organic strategy, meaning you post and then you hope the algorithms have favor on you, and then result in showing your post in someone's newsfeed so that they reach out to you and say, I'd like to work with you. Look, you're going to need some reps, period. You cannot post once a week, once a month, once a year and produce that kind of result. It just doesn't happen. If you're relying on organic traffic, it's a volume game for sure. For sure, it's a volume game. And you can't just buy some 2-year in advance content calendar that tells you what to say on every post of the day, because it's not about information anymore. That's an information age strategy. You buying someone else's 2-year planned in advance content calendar is an information age strategy. Why? Because they tell you what to say today, and then you show up and say whatever they tell you to say. But most of the time, what they tell you to say is lame. There is nothing meaningful or of substance in those calendars. Do you hear me? You can spend $24 one time and get 2 years planned in advance for what? Nothing. They're all shallow, surfacey conversations. Hey, today is National Wine Day. Hey, today is National Pet Your Dog Day. Hey, today is National Mosquito Day. And so you're supposed to what? Use their, look, all they did was mine the National Day calendar and then tell you to put it in a post. It's not compelling. It's not sufficient. It won't get the job done. Not for you and me, not for us in this tribe. You and I are looking for substance. You and I don't like shallow conversations. You and I want to go to the heart of things. So, look, one, it's going to take reps. Two, if you're playing an organic game because you don't want to spend money on marketing, it's going to take reps. One, because it just requires that much volume to get out in the news feeds of people so that they can see that you're here and not invisible. But there's a deeper game, right? There's a deeper game to this repetition. And it's subtle. But it's almost more important, and that it's this. When you don't do the repetition and you find yourself in a conversation with somebody at a networking event, or you decide, hey, I'm going to redo my website, so I'm going to try to tell this person what I want my website to say. Or you find yourself last minute with a speaking opportunity. Or do you see, like, it keeps going? That what the repetitions do is they give you, the creator of this business, the carrier of this message, they give you a solid and wide and deep foundation in what it is you want to say to the world. And if you don't do the repetitions, you end up not knowing what to say. You babble. You stumble over your words. You're not clear. And you miss opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to wow and inspire and move people. You are put in a little corner of the room called people who are irrelevant and babble. Why? Because you don't have enough reps of speaking about your message and your work and how you really help people in the world. That is much deeper than whether somebody reaches out to you today in a direct message and says, "Can I work with you?" Your inability to speak about your work because you don't have the reps undermines your entire work. It undermines your entire work. People hire you. Listen to me now. People hire you for safe passage up the mountain of their life. They're like, "Listen, I have a vision of where I want to go, but I'm stuck here in this moment." And they will never reach out to you for safe passage as a guide up that mountain if they don't believe you, if they don't believe in you, if they don't feel like what you say has any solidity or certainty. And the only way you get solidity and certainty is through repetition. Today, this is episode 365. A little over a year ago, I started doing these daily episodes. And not just for I didn't do them for engagement, though engagement is nice. And I didn't do them to try to make it rain and make $1 million from a post. There's no post that's going to do that for me. I did it for the discipline of doing it. I did it for the repetitions and what it would make of me to do it. It is a body of work. Now, picture for yourself, I continue to do this for the next year and the next year, and 20 years, 40 years down the road, I do a daily show. And think about the body of work that I've created. Is there anyone who would have the archive of content and videos around this particular topic like me? So when it comes to people wanting safe passage, they look to me because I have consistently, day after day, gone into the depths of my own shadow to share back with you what I saw, where I got stuck, where I broke free. That only comes from repetition. I always say marketing is a spiritual practice. If you do it this way, if you market this way, the Groundswell Method way, marketing is a spiritual practice where it requires that daily you look into your life lessons and look at what did this teach me, and then share it back with the rest of the world so that they can benefit from what life taught you. That's what marketing is. Marketing isn't selling. Marketing isn't you having all the answers. Marketing is you learning from life, checking in with life. Hey, what did I learn today? And then grabbing that, squeezing it through a framework so that you actually have words to say and don't just ramble, but that you speak in a way that the person listening can hear. And from that place, you then sharing it out with the world. And what you get if you do the repetition is you start to have a foundation for what you're really doing here. It's not just somebody liked your post and somebody commented. It's that you get clarity about what you're doing here. Most people don't get that. They're just trying to cherry pick low-hanging fruit for a lead. They're like, "I don't know, does anybody like this video? Do you want to reach out to me and hire me?" The real payoff, the real fruit, the real benefit is that you get clear. Most of you aren't clear. When people come into my Groundswell Method Intensive, my 6-week program, and I ask them in what's called a shadow assessment, which means you tell me in the shadows how you feel about marketing. And they tell me, and you know what they say? One of the number one things they say is, "I don't know what to say." Now, these are not unintelligent people. They're not disconnected from their heart. But when it comes time to put a marketing hat on and say something to the world, people who otherwise were super committed to their important work and transformation and their clients and helping their clients heal and move on in life, when it comes to marketing, they actually don't know what to say. And these are people that have done a ton of self-work. They've done a ton of self-work, but they put their marketing hat on and they don't know what to say. By far, 99%, we'll just call it 100% of people coming into my program, that's where they are. They don't know what to say. They have great programs. They're great healers. They're great coaches. And they put their marketing hat on and they don't know what to say. So how do we find out what to say? You do the reps. You do the reps. And today is episode 365. It's just a mile marker. It's a signpost on a bigger journey, but it's 365 signposts. I've done 365 repetitions in the last year. And I have no plan to stop now. And the more I do, the further the gap gets from me to others who are trying to chase me. I'm not super competitive, but when it comes to everybody else who's complaining about how social media doesn't work and things are changing and I don't get technology and all this stuff, what you do have some control in this whole thing. You could just turn on your camera and record something. And then tomorrow you could turn it on and record something again. And then the next day you could turn it on and record something again. And year after year after year, you could do the repetitions. And what you would get more than any like or engagement or comments or anything, what you would get is clarity. And most of you are starving for clarity, especially in your marketing. And the way you get that is through iteration. Iteration, iteration, iteration. The more you do it, the clearer you get. So, there you go, gang. So exciting. That was a lot of fire for 11 minutes. But it's so important because most of you right now you're missing the entire game of marketing. You're misunderstanding the whole thing. And you won't go the distance. But you could. And if you're interested in this conversation at all, chances are you're in this tribe, right? And you like others want to be heart-centered, helping people making change in the world. I can't think of a better person to do the reps. The world doesn't listen to it one time and then get it. You have to keep saying it, and you say it over and over and over. That's the game, gang. That is the game. It's why I created the Groundswell Method Intensive, because it's the place you start to find your message. Now, here's the cool part. I'm starting to realize that my work, my body of work, is not just about marketing. And it's not just about program design, which is my second program. How do you start to design programs online that people actually value and feel like super appreciative of? They're like, this was so different than anything else I've taken. Because it actually creates value for them. It actually moves them forward. But it's more than that. It's more than your messaging and more than your programs. This work, what I'm doing with you, this work is actually about you finding alignment in your soul with your work. Those two things, right? There's the soul, which is a spiritual plane, and then there's your work, which is a physical plane. And those two things, there's alignment between your soul and your work. That is what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing here. That is what I'm leading. It's not just business, though that's part of it. It's not just lifestyle, though that's part of it. It's the whole thing. If you're in this tribe and you have healing and transformation to create in the world, then for the rest of your life, you're going to need a container, an environment, a structure to continue to bring balance and alignment to you, because in this world, you constantly get out of alignment. Shiny object here, shiny object there, stressor here, stressor there. Like, you go out into the world to create change and you get out of alignment quickly. And for you to stay in alignment means that the work you do and the difference you make have deeper impact when you're in alignment. And that's what we're doing here at Groundswell, right? Your groundswell in the world, the difference you want to make, the groundswell of your work in the world is going to come from you being in alignment with yourself. And most of you at this point, at this stage, aren't in alignment with your message, let alone other things. You might be in alignment with your actual services and work, like how you help people heal, how you help people move forward. That might be in alignment. And there's a lot of areas in your life that aren't in alignment. And that's what my programs, this whole company is created and evolving to do. So if you'd like to start that entire journey, the whole journey of alignment starts with you finding the conversation you want to lead in the world. You have to be able to put your marketing hat on and speak confidently. And that comes through iteration and frameworks. And that's what my Groundswell Method Intensive does, right? 6 weeks with me, learning how to not only find the conversation you want to have with the world, but confidently showing up to have it. If you'd like to learn more about that, you can go to groundswellmethod.com. Groundswellmethod.com. The link is in the text of this post, groundswellmethod.com. Go watch the videos there. On the last page of those videos is an application button. You click the application button and it comes to me. I can't walk the journey for you, but I do know that those who have come before you, that have gone through